My name's Chris.
And I'm Kristie.
This is the Washing Up Podcast.
And Mattenva.
Oh, shit.
Or Feskema.
Oh, God, you're butchering.
Oh, sorry, I'll do it in my really bad Scottish accent.
Butchering
wonderful. Mattenva.
You're butchering the Scottish accent.
Is that correct, Annette? Or
yeah.
am I just...
Hey, Annette.
Hi guys. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about whatsoever.
Allegedly, according to this website, these are greetings for good morning and good evening in Scottish Gaelic.
Well, sadly I don't know that much Gaelic, and what I do know I've forgotten.
Yeah, you've got to see. You're running on the presupposing that everyone speaks Gaelic, which is not as common as you think.
Really?
I know.
No, it's not. I've spoken to a lot of family over there. No.
Okay.
It's a shame.
It is an absolute joy to be able to have you on the podcast.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure being here.
I mean, I kind of feel a little bit bad because after week 1, we kind of went, and that's one of our favourites. And by the end of week 2, this is where we are.
I know it's all your fault.
Yeah, well,
you've jinxed me. You've cursed me.
Yeah, it's all your fault, Buchanan. It wasn't me.
Okay, so
I was going, that Annette, she's so annoying. Get her off the screen just to keep
Yeah, I know. My husband will agree with you there. I can be annoying at times.
I'll just get her away from the TV. So what we'll do is we'll start with the unpleasantness, all right? I'm going to begin with the unpleasantness.
So we can go up. It's all up
it's
from
only
here.
Up from there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to
We're
start.
like Yaz, the only
We're like
way is
Yaz,
up.
the only way is up, baby. So, Annette, I have to, look, we really loved you in there, but I do need to start with your first bake. So your very first bake, the first experience that I get of you on Australian Bakeoff, is a strawberry and matcha butter cake. Now, matcha.
What's wrong with matcha?
What's wrong with matcha?
In Chris's words...
Do you have a month?
Yes.
You know what? I went with matcha because, we don't have matcha in Scotland. I, come to Australia and, it's so diverse, the flavours and the ingredients. And I thought, you know what? Pink. What goes with pink? Pink and green. That will have a good visual effect. So that's why there was matcha. I love matcha tea. I love pandan, things like that are, really nice and vibrant in my bakes and matcha. So yeah, but I just went on the visual. It's a nice pink cake. It's typically me, pink and green.
What she's saying is there's no matcha in Scotland, but there's a bloody abundance of it here.
There's an actual matcha cafe in Sydney now.
Oh, no.
Wow.
And they do a lava matcha cake.
Oh, and on the side note...
That sounds delicious.
No, it doesn't. On the side note, thank you everybody on Instagram over the last week who has been sending me images of matcha cakes.
Excellent.
Matcha lava cakes.
Nice. That's wonderful.
Oh, it's not wonderful.
Matcha lava French toast. That's the one.
The matcha lava French toast. I've been tagged in that no less than 5 times. Thank you, everybody.
I was going to tag you, but I realised that's why I was seeing it, because you were tagged.
Because I've been tagged in it already. But, I mean, look, you did redeem yourself in my mind. I mean, first of all, you got one of the first lots of the Maggie comments that everyone looks forward to, which is
I know.
Good mouth feel.
Yeah, I mean, what I really enjoyed about it was that, it was the first argument in the shed between Matt and Maggie. Being Scottish, we love a good Barney, so I was like overjoyed.
Yeah, it's too sweet. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not.
No, Matt said it was too oily. I mean, you've got butter, and it wasn't just any regular butter. It was a really good quality butter from another country that we use in Scotland. We use that instead of moisturiser in the summer, so we have a tan.
So when you're hiding on the pebble beaches. So
it's for that
exactly
midday and 1 o'clock when it is sunning.
Yeah, the midday 1 o'clock sun in that month.
Yes.
Look, it's good to get the first argument going. I mean,
I know, I was loving it. I was like, oh, this is good.
But especially
controversy
are so nice. They're pleasant. I don't like this. I don't like that. Okay, fine. Disagree. Anyway.
Just eat the cake.
Yeah. Eat the damn thing.
Yeah, just eat the bloody thing.
So when you first went into the tent, what were your first impressions and that type of jazz?
It was amazing because, you know, I'm a big fan of Bakeoff in the UK and I loved it. You know, I've watched it, you know, every episode. But when you actually step into the tent, it's like surreal. You know, I'm probably going to go all really fluffy and, you know, but seriously, it's amazing and it's just amazing. There's no words that can describe it. It's just,
bunting and pastels and awesome.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's just my type of thing, you know, the romance of it all. And yeah, I loved it. It was amazing. You know, I would recommend it to everyone that you should do it at least once.
Well, I mean, the one time we got to see the shed in person, it's surprising in terms of like the scope and the scale of it.
Yeah,
it's quite impressive as a temporary structure.
And the way,
oh my goodness, it's amazing. And how these guys, you know, how they erect it and, you know, put it all together and style it. It's amazing. It's beautiful.
And all the attention to detail. Like I've noticed the little changes in this season, and it's not. How can I put it? It's not done to kind of detract from who's there, but just to like
it enhances it.
Yeah.
I mean, I noticed that they had some beautiful Royal Albert china, and I was kind of eyeing them, thinking, like, hang on a minute, how can I get this off set?
Yeah, you're like at the end when they're all over and everyone's sort of hugging you and going, oh, it's so sad to see you go, and you're like sneaking off, going, give me a minute, I just need to cry, and walking off the back going.
Yeah, I did literally cry. It was like, oh no, but no, I was good. I was good.
I'm so sad. I'm walking over to the china.
I know, thinking, right, okay,
thinking,
right, precisely. You know. Yeah.
So, was it your love of the British show that made you want to go on Australian, or?
Yes, it was my love of, I love to bake and, you know, be creative and, you know, make the most bizarre cakes for the most bizarre people. But yeah, I have a passion for baking. I didn't do as much in the UK, but when I came to Australia, I discovered that, you know, we didn't have Marks and Spencer's and Sainsbury's in Australia. So I had to go and buy a few books. I bought a Rosemary Schrager book and a Jamie Oliver books and Paul Hollywood baking books, etc., etc. And I had to, you know, start all over again. That's basically where my love of cooking and baking comes from, because you come to Australia, you don't know what products are good. You know, you're in a coma when you walk around the supermarkets thinking, what the hell is that? There's
you're looking at the pitiful mud cakes and going, oh no.
Yeah. It was the tea section that got me most, because I thought, oh my goodness, there's matcha tea. Is that Australian? Is that British? There's tea. I'm only kidding. Yeah, but
just walk into a tea too. That'd just, you know,
blow.
That was bizarre. That was like, hang on a minute. There's more than, you know, one form of tea.
Why are there so many types of tea? Where did these all come from?
Where
Surely
did these all come from?
Yeah.
Raspberry cheesecake tea and
yes.
You know, I'm like, okay.
My favourite at the moment is lemon sorbet, because it's just nice and light and refreshing.
Oh, nice. That sounds delicious.
And when you're working and you forget you've got your tea there and it goes cold, it still drinks well cold.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's good. I like that. That's
clever.
Cool. That is clever. No way.
So what is it like, especially after a gap of, well, what we'll call 2 prime ministers, to see yourself on television? I mean, how does that, especially again, after that gap in particular?
Have things changed, you know, new hairstyle, new children, new husband?
Well, no. Well, a new husband, I'm still working on that one. New children, and I'm not changing them at all. Yeah, you know, my hair's pink at times. But, you know, not much has changed. You know, I'm still baking. It's weird. But saying that, you know, I've seen myself on TV before, and, you know, I was much better looking, slimmer. But being on this one, you know, the Bakeoff this time on TV, I don't see it as being me. It's just like, who is that mad Scottish woman?
So you were on TV before. What did you do? Were you like...
Oh, no, I wasn't on a programme or anything. I was interviewed by Channel 9. I actually made Johnny Depp's birthday cake for his birthday.
Oh, when he was in the shape of 2 puppies going, oh.
No, someone beat me to that and I didn't like it. So seriously, somebody did make him that and I thought, oh, I'm going to have to just, you know, go one better than that. So yeah,
you made a cake with Barnaby Joyce.
Well, it's funny that you should say that. I did have a chat with Johnny Depp, you know, I took my daughter and one of my friends to deliver the cake, and we sang happy birthday to him, and we got a couple of hugs. His skin is so soft. I was like, my daughter had to say to me, "Mum," and I said, like, what is
we know you're working on the new husband thing, but this is a bit direct.
Yeah, do you know what? Yes. So, and he did mention Barnaby Joyce, but I won't repeat what he said.
That's okay. Most people at home are probably repeating it anyway.
So what was the cake about making Johnny Depp? I'm just like name dropping now. Like,
sorry, can you? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
oh, sorry. What kind of cake did you bake him?
It was dark chocolate mud, no whiskey, thank goodness. I was staying clear of the alcohol on that occasion. Yeah, it was just it was part of his character. It was quite a Tim Burton-esque cake. It was a hot air balloon, and Johnny was in the boat floating over the world. It was really, really nice.
That's awesome.
So
now we just want to ask about Johnny Depp cakes, but you did mention something that was really important. You said now there was no booze, that you stayed away from the whiskey. Now you did use a bit of booze.
It was a liqueur. That doesn't count as a whiskey, does it?
Well, it does, because we've often posited, and we've talked to other bakers about this, that a couple of seasons ago, Monica from Bakeoff basically left a still underneath the shed, and everyone's been like channeling the booze out of this still ever since, and it's like all having the time there. And like we asked Monica about this, and she didn't confirm or deny, but she led more to the confirmation of the still underneath the shed.
Speakeasy,
yes. So she could like knock on the bottom of her bench and it would open up into the bar.
That would have been good.
But booze goes sort of hand in hand with Australian.
Well, any bake-off, really. I mean, Mary Berry really was the goddess of the booze and the bakes.
But speaking of achievements relating to booze,
yes,
you have one of my favourite achievements that I've ever heard of in Bakeoff, which is you made something that was too spicy for Matt. There was too much spice in it for Matt, and too boozy for Maggie Beer.
What did you do?
These soft Australians, I don't know what to say.
How the hell do you do that? That's impressive.
Well, I'm not going to call. Listen, I don't know. Matt and we did have a discussion about palates, and Maggie came to the conclusion that I had a really good, strong Scottish palate.
Yes,
so
I thought.
I will leave it there, but I will say something. With regards to the chilli, I just want to know, where was the fire extinguisher? Where was the medic? Where was the glass, the 10 gallons of milk to cool down, Maggie's tongue and Matt's tongue? Because, it wasn't a Scotch bonnet. Could you imagine if it was a Scotch bonnet chili? It was just like, oh my God.
Well, poor Maggie. And I mean, I don't know if you saw on social as it unfolded, the second you started chopping the chilies,
yes,
social media exploded going, oh no. Oh no.
I know, but I actually only put in half of what I would have put in. It was 2 small chilies, and I only put in half because, the conversation with Maggie, I thought, okay, you really don't like chili, so I'm not going to put as much in. And I actually halved it. It was, the minimum amount. And as I say,
I can't cut back anymore, otherwise the flavour goes away.
I mean, seriously, I don't know. I actually don't know what to say about that one.
I've made. Were you aware of the chili thing before you went in there?
Pardon?
Were you aware of the Maggie and chili thing before you went in?
Not really. I've probably seen it before, but it hadn't registered.
No, just too busy practicing bakes to go into Bakeoff. Yeah. Not worrying.
Yes, and then when you can tell when I was chatting to Matt and Maggie, I was convinced, Matt, Maggie doesn't like chili, so let's just rein it in. And I did, and I reined in the spices on the ginger pretzels. Believe me, and it was just touches. It was just hints of these other things.
Yeah.
Well, see, for us, we're ridiculously hot chili people, so we would have probably been asking you to amp it up.
I'm like, I can't taste chili.
Some of the bakers tasted them afterwards. And, there was no need for an ambulance. There was no need for fire extinguishers. So
see, the thing is, after a while, there's nuances that everyone at home just sits there and goes, oh, yeah, we know the nuance. You don't give a chili, you don't give a bubble gum because that doesn't work, or pecans. because that's always an interesting little.
I know. Maybe maybe we're cheeky. Maybe the bakers were just cheeky, and maybe we're just
They're trolling.
Yes.
There's forget all the other. There's pretzels and all those sorts of things. And there's cake week and there's bread week and then there's troll week, which is where you just make Maggie a pecan and chili paste to go on.
Could you imagine that? That could be a new line. That could honestly be a new line.
You told us to make a lamb pie and use like non-Moran lamb for it.
Non-Moran lamb, yeah. That would have been.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, the whole chili gate that I kind of named it is funny. I read someone's comments in a newspaper over the weekend that I burned the tongue of Australia's sweetheart and therefore had to leave. And I just thought, oh my god.
She has it worse, and we have seen
there's been much worse.
Like Tati, for example, on MasterChef last season.
That killed him.
Yeah, just this chili crab that was. It was a curry that she made. I think that looked quite potent.
But the other difference though with that was that she also did the same thing on MasterChef for George Columbaris, and rather than burning the tongue of Australia's Queen Maggie Beer, the nation nearly celebrated the death of George Columbaris. So it's vastly different. It depends on who.
I know, but at least George is a gentleman about it. At least he tolerates it and takes on the challenge. He makes. Whereas
Maggie still tends to be okay with the judging of it. She's just like, I can't cope with it.
I know that. I mean, I do. I honestly feel bad, but
no, you don't have to feel bad. Maggie gets over it fast.
I do think she, maybe annoyed a chili witch in her youth.
She has to have. It's the only excuse.
Got cursed.
So, in terms of the bakes that you got to make, which was the one that was for you either the most enjoyable or the one you sort of really liked getting you sort of sinking your skills into?
The pretzels.
Oh yeah, the pretzels. Look, we're not going to lie. We are a bandit for a good pretzel.
Oh yeah.
And said the combination on your savoury, which was the chili, the cheese, and the dark chocolate.
Oh yes.
Chili and dark chocolate.
Yeah, that's a win.
That's a win. In my book, that was a win. My original recipes weren't quite as indulgent, but I went with adding the extra ingredients, and I'll be honest, I think it worked. But
we think we didn't even taste it, and we think it worked. So
yes, I'm going to make them sometime soon. I'll send some over to you guys.
We hope so, because I'm always down for that.
Yes.
So we will send you a cat.
The one that I really enjoyed sort of seeing though was the turtle. I absolutely loved the way that turtle ended up looking.
Yeah.
Well, that was, I'll be honest, the one I made one before the practice bake, and it was 5 hours, and I'll send you guys a picture or I'll put it on Twitter, whatever. And it was the one that I made in the shed. It was nice, but it wasn't my best work.
A better turtle than that, because that was pretty realistic.
I feel inadequate now.
Yeah.
I mean, for goodness sake, I've made cakes at 8.5 foot tall, so wow. I'm just a bit disappointed. I'm not disappointed. It was a good effort. I enjoyed it and it was good fun. As I say, an extra hour in the Bakeoff shed would have been brilliant, but short of going down on my hands and knees and pleading and saying, please, can I have an extra half hour? It wasn't going to happen. So you just got to, that's the challenge, and it might be stressful at the time, but do you know what? It's absolute. It's a ball. It's it's so good. It's fun.
I also, you also managed for Matt to misengender your turtle as well.
Come on.
What's he doing? Can you see the eggs?
I know. It's like, actually, it's a girl. Can you not see that she's been laying eggs in the last 4.5 hours? 4 hours. She's laid good girl.
I've been making her, and she's been laying eggs. We've been busy.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. It's sand. It's Australia. It's come on.
There's been a whole process behind this. All right. She crawled over the top of Z's castle.
I love Z's castle.
I like Z's castle too. We said that it looked, as I said, our big thing about Z's castle was about Matt suddenly becoming a master in sandcastle construction, which I wasn't aware he was. But No, it'll look like a sandcastle. And as Z said on social media, and we're going to have her on soon, so we'll get
good
about it. But she said, I'm British. That's what beaches. I'm not used to sand on a beach. I'm used to pebbles.
Listen, I mean, that's just the sand in the UK. It's not perfectly formed, and it's not had liposuction and Botox. It does crumble. That's exactly what the sand is like. And I love Z's cake.
No, it looked really.
I don't think she got enough credit for it.
It looked really cool.
No, I think she's having more heat than she deserved, to be quite honest.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, did you see what the goggle boxes were saying?
Okay. So the goggle. I've been saving the goggle box thing for later on, but since we got there, I like the goggle box, but
I wasn't happy with how they.
I really wasn't impressed with the way they handled Bakeoff.
No, I wasn't either. I mean, I love Gogglebox as well. But people, let's be honest, that's their interpretation, and they were being honest. Because that's the way they saw it. But they're looking at it from a completely different perspective. They've probably never baked a muffin or a donut in their life. No disrespect to them all. If they want to challenge me to a bake-off, challenge me to a bake-off. You won't win. You definitely won't win. I'll bring Z along and Dan.
That'd be great.
And all the guys, you will not win.
Box.
But they were harsh. They were harsh.
Well, I think it's also that they come from a mentality of I don't see any of them watching Bake Off consistently. And
they only show them an episode,
and they've seen other reality shows, and Bachelor and
they've seen the
MasterChef,
the
trashy ones. And so I think they go in with that kind of rose, like trashy tinted glasses.
Yeah, this is going to be trashy reality.
Yeah,
Bake Off.
Bake Off is definitely not trashy, and I mean they loved. There was some good positive comments come out of it. But that's people's. There's no filter.
No, and how have you found sort of like the Bake Off community? We often talk, from our experiences, we often talk about it being, first of all, the nicest show on television, and secondly, a big sort of the audience is like a big sort of family community sort of thing.
Oh, that goes without saying. The Bake Off families are amazing, and there's the Bake Off in the UK, Canada, here, everywhere. They've all got their fan pages, and you all interlink and you all chat to one another. It's pretty amazing, and it pretty much has the same ethos as the Bake Off program yourself, because you encourage people. They submit work, they ask for ideas, they ask for help. And it's really, really, they're passionate about it, and it's a really good thing to be a part of, and it's a really good, positive, group to be a part of. There's nothing negative, there's nothing nasty, and it's amazing. It's a privilege to be a part of it all.
I feel that, in this time of trash television, Bake Off is the ultimate antidote to...
Oh, yes, definitely.
It really is a different class of reality TV show.
And we noticed it more and more, obviously, because we also did the last couple of seasons of MasterChef, which were in the gap between the series of Australian, and it was in that Prime Minister gap. And
two series of MasterChef that we're able to do in that gap.
And as we said, MasterChef's a lot more of a contact sport, and it's more, it's not the same feeling, it's not the same vibe, and
I don't know about that.
The audiences see them differently, and like we have a lot of audience just going, "Can we have Bake Off back, please?"
Yeah, I think the contestants on MasterChef pretty much behave in the same manner that they do.
I know, they've got the same thing. It's the way it's produced.
Yeah.
It's the fans, because they're a lot more opinionated.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it's a wider scope of fans as well. Like you've got.
Yeah, definitely. But the way MasterChef is filmed and produced, the people there are wonderful as well. I auditioned for MasterChef a couple of years ago, and Ben Borscht was my cooking buddy.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
There's a history of this, isn't there?
Yeah.
And I actually made it through to the shortlist for the final 50. Before you cook for the judges.
Yep.
So take that, Matt Moran. Sorry, I didn't say that. So yeah, and it's got the same feel about it. It's it's wholesome, and there's no backstabbing, and that's the same with the Bake Off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as I said, there's a bit of a trend, because of course Robert famously before he went on Bakeoff.
Was a bench sharer.
With Elena Duggan. So
yes, well there you go. You know,
Robert and Elena were bench. That's how they know each other.
Yeah.
You know, there's our friends of the show, Elena Duggan and Robert Harper. Sorry, I have to do that. If I don't do that, Robert will get upset with me. I just mentioned his name. He's squeeing right now. Hey, Robert.
Oh, did he? Hi, Rob.
Oh, he'll listen. So it's we have to talk about a couple of other things that got mentioned. So first of all, they waited until episode 2 to bring up the karate.
Yes.
Why? They should have come up in episode 1.
Well, maybe they thought that I would scare off some of the viewers, you know. Like, there's this Scottish girl, you know, she likes alcohol, she does karate. Hell, I am not meeting up with her on a night out.
There's a lot of booze in the bakes, and she might punch me in the face.
And she has a herd of cows that she can set on me at any time.
Now, listen, it's not the cows you need to worry about, it's the ducks.
Oh, they're evil ducks.
Ducks
Oh,
are
no, they're beautiful ducks, but you know, they're like piranha. It's just that the minute you go near them, they think food, and then they'll nibble everything.
Oh, no.
Yep, exactly.
Seriously, it's like, hang on a minute, I want to actually walk home with my shoes on and my jeans on. Just stop, you know?
I had a duck that was a sex pest to our dog.
Oh, listen, I've got there's a few sex pests in the bunch that I've got. It's like my daughter Rebecca, she sees it all the time, the way her room is, and she'll shout, "Mom, Marbles is assaulting the ducks." One out.
Ducks are dangerous. Like once they're on, they're on.
Oh, hell no, because I'm protective of my girls, and it's like, if you're on, you're going to be off in 2 seconds, son.
So yeah, this is a female duck, and she just wanted to nuzzle and my German Shepherd's head, and just would not leave him alone.
That's love. I mean, I actually incubated all of my ducks and my chickens, and when they're babies, you can kind of mold them. They sit on your shoulder and they'll snuggle in under your chin, and you know the best place for them if they're feeling cold is down your t-shirt in between your boobs. That's the best place for them to, you know, be nice and cozy. It's amazing.
That's logical.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. You know, you can actually bake a cake down there on a hot day.
Mine have come out very salty. Like, just,
oh my god!
Don't even make a caramel cake, and it'll be a salted caramel cake at the end of it.
Anyway, speaking of weird foods and other things like that, my segues are getting so good. I do need to ask you about one very Scottish thing. We've had a conversation about this off microphone, which is iron brew. Now, I have the Scottish last name, but I don't have the taste for iron brew.
Really? What is wrong with you?
Apparently, I'm going to have
too much Australian in you.
Clearly. So, explain first of all for people who might not know, and there are people, believe it or not, who might not know, what the hell iron brew is.
It's Scotland's national hangover cure drink. It's orange coloured, fruit flavoured, fizzy drink. We call it ginger. We call it pop. We don't call it iron brew, but we do call it iron brew. But you know, Scottish people call it ginger. You know, but yes, basically, it perks you up in the morning. It gives you a sugar rush, and you know, we have a iron brew in whiskey. Yep. We have iron brew in, you know, we have iron brew sweets that you can melt down and put into your cakes, frosting. Seriously, like iron brew chews, love them. I
need to try iron brew.
I'll get you some iron brew.
Thank you.
I will get you some iron brew. It's interesting because I like Lucozade, and it's like close, but not.
Lucozade is nothing like iron brew. Now, you can tell you're definitely not Scottish when you compare it to Lucozade, seriously.
No, but I'm going with colour and fizz. That's the only comparison.
Oh, yeah.
If you put them in glasses next to each other and hadn't tasted them.
No, a true Scot will tell you which one is iron brew within 2 seconds.
Yeah, but to be fair, a true Scot would also be drunk at the time, so I possibly wouldn't understand what they were saying.
We'll just go with the one on the left. That's fine.
So logically, always pick the one on the left.
Just go with the one on the left.
But in terms of, I mean, because it's talking about Scottish foods and Scottish drinks and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So all those cliches about Scottish foods.
Don't even start on deep fried Mars bars.
I wasn't going to.
Thank you.
Deep fried Mars bars are everywhere, so I don't.
So 90s, quite honest.
Yeah,
you know,
like again, and again, the story that I always preferred was the deep fried pork sausage kebab. That was the one that I really.
No, I've never heard of that one. I've never heard of that one.
That was they referred to it as the stoner. It was the deep fried Scottish pork sausage kebab. So it had a pork sausage in the middle of a kebab, which was then battered and deep fried.
Oh, that's just like.
It was 4 days worth of calories in one meal.
Oh, no, not for me.
But wash it down with an iron brew.
But my experience and my understanding of a lot of Scottish food is it's significantly better than it gets credit for.
Yes.
That's because everyone goes with they just batter it and deep fry it. Not always.
I mean, people seem to think that I'm not actually going to go and say that because that's I'm not going to say it. Seriously, you just strike that one. Yeah, I mean, the Scottish chip shops, they'll deep fry pizza.
Yeah, they will.
But
that's just revolting.
That's like your Scottish restaurant, home cooking.
Yeah, but who judges any cuisine by what the chip shop sells?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's fast food. It's not healthy food. It's the kind of food that you have when you're coming home from a night out. It's not a regular daily, staple.
No, exactly.
I'd really like to see a world tour of different like fish and chip shops around the world just to see the different variations of what goes on, because I once dated a guy from Cornwall, and he came out and he hated vegetables, quite like your brothers, my love. And he went into this fish and chip shop and asked for a plain hamburger, thinking he was just going to get meat in a bun. And you know what a plain hamburger is in Australia?
Salad.
There's salad on it. He was appalled. He broke up with me soon after and went home.
Oh my God. That's tragic.
He hated Australia. Everything was out to get him. I think he got stung by a bull ant.
Oh my God, the poor sausage.
No, he was a complete and utter monkey.
Yes. Well done. Well done.
I'm being kind. He just wasn't a nice bloke. So I think my country was protecting me.
Yes, definitely.
Yes. It was shielding you. So before we let you go, whose bakes in the shed was there anyone in particular you really enjoyed watching or getting to sample, or was it just sort of everyone?
I'll be honest, it's everyone. I love all of them. Their bakes are all amazing. It's what's really good is you've got 12 people with 12 different variations on what you're baking, and everyone is different. They're not the same. Obviously we're from different countries, so we've all got different takes on ingredients that we use, etc., but there's not one person that they're all amazing, and their bakes are just I know it sounds really soppy, but their bakes are amazing. They're incredible people.
That's one of the things we've noticed this year is that the variations are really cool.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Not getting the same anything.
No,
there's nobody doing the same thing, which is good.
And a lot of so much skill in the tent of the shed. I love watching just everyone bake. So they're a pretty talented bunch. But let's be honest, you've got to be on a show like Bakeoff.
Exactly. What we've noticed this year, legitimately what we've noticed this year though, is it's a really high quality, even by the normally high standards.
Yeah.
It's been a really high quality first couple of weeks. And one of our things that we like to sort of talk about is people going home in Bakeoff, not because they've completely screwed everything up, but just because the quality is so damn high that it could be a good week and it's just someone's got to go.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'll be honest, chilli, too much chilli sent like a contestant home. But, in an ordinary week, if the guys weren't as talented, that probably wouldn't have happened.
Exactly.
No.
And that's the thing, they're looking for these really minor differences now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'll be honest, I was shocked that I went home because I think the Bakeoff curse struck because I went in saying, I felt really good about the technical effect.
I was going to bring that up too, but never say it's my week. Never say I'm really good at this. This is going to be good. Never.
Exactly.
You're tricked by those producers trying to get it out of you.
Yeah, when they're like, say it's your week. No.
It's not my week.
So, but But it is what it is. I'm just delighted to actually make it into the tent. I mean, I've made cakes for many, many famous people, etc., but nothing compares to stepping into that tent and you've got 11 people there that become family. The whole experience is amazing. So nothing else will compare, other than having children, etc., nothing else will compare. It doesn't matter who I make cakes for. Nothing compares,
except for Johnny Depp's soft skin.
Oh my god, that was like, I actually got 2 kisses, like, you just kiss the cheek and then we'll just kiss the cheek, and then I had to stop myself physically from throwing him over my shoulder. Amber, his wife, was there. So it was like, and my daughter, she said to me, he's walking up dressed as Pirates of the Caribbean, and Amber and Johnny, they've just come off set, and my heart's going, oh my god, there's Johnny Depp. Oh my god, Johnny Depp was walking towards me, and Rebecca's saying, Mum, and she took my hand and she said, Mum, behave. Mum, control yourself.
It's like she gets herself under control. She looks at Amber and goes, he's so soft.
Oh no, he was a gentleman, and he's so modest. It's amazing. He gets a lot of heart. He gets a lot of stick.
One Direction comes out and you cook for them.
Pass.
Well, it's been an absolute delight to be able to get to chat with you.
Well, yes, it's been a delight. Discussing all things matcha and all things Scottish. It's been a pleasure.
Let's not make the matcha reference. I hope we got out of here by then.
Is there anything you'd like to plug, like your Insta or your Twitter or?
Yeah, if people want to find me, they'll find me. I'm not. No, actually, just take that back. People they know where I am. The Mad Scottish Girl that was on Bakeoff. You just Google Mad Scot Bakeoff chilli.
Yeah, do it. It's great. And yeah, the results are really obvious. So it's been absolutely fantastic to get to chat to you, Annette. It's been really brilliant.
Thank you. Yes, likewise. It's been a very entertaining conversation.
Thank you very much. So until later on this week, I'm still Chris.
And I'm still Kristie.
We'll catch you all then.
Shlonte.
Take care, guys.